So, how do you think that managers can foster a work culture that prioritizes mental health?
Best thing that you can do is create a safe space wherein your employee can come back and tell you that I'm not feeling well or this is off with me.
Welcome to another episode of the podcast, and join us in welcoming Jessica Davda. As the founder of Mind Genie, she is championing accessible mental health solutions, revolutionizing the way we approach anxiety and panic attacks with data backed tools. So, when I was reading about it, I was particularly interested and also appreciative of the fact that you thought about something and also executed it. So, it's about combining technology and mental health, right? And
Hmm.
since there are a lot of conversations which is also going around right now about toxic work culture, mental health
Hmm.
in corporates, right? So
Hmm.
first, my question to you is what inspired you and what was the trigger point to take a plunge and start this initiative?
The inspiration was myself
Mhm.
because I was changing a lot of companies. I was starting from scratch. I was stressing myself a lot, and which was affecting my mental and physical health both. I used to have bad gut, migraines, headache, sometimes vertigo. I used to go to gym and then I used to feel very lethargic. I've been to like multiple doctors for 1 year, starting from a gut specialist to a neurologist. That something is off with me.
Hmm.
Every doctor treated it like a physical symptom. Until one day when I woke up with a severe panic attack. Within next 30 minutes, I am in a hospital getting all my cardiac tests done, ECG and everything done. In next 1 hour, a nurse just comes by and tells me it was a panic attack. You do not panic. Please go home. So that was a trigger when I understood that something is off with me. And it's not actually physical, it's mental. I
Hmm.
was put under BP medicine for my entire lifetime. And I'm like, I am not even a heart patient. I
Yeah.
am not even that off in terms of my lifestyle. Why a BP medicine? Why should I even get stuck to a medicine throughout my life?
Hmm.
So that's when I started doing my research. Met a lot of psychiatrists, physiologists, sorry, psychologists, and then doctors, read through a paper, realized that your wearables have a lot of data which you can use. And
Okay.
I was a wearable junkie. So I used to wear Fitbit, I had Samsung, I had Apple, but I used to use it only for steps, never used it beyond that.
Yeah.
So that's when I started creating my Excel model, jotting down my low points, high points, and I could predict my panic attacks. Then I started working with my doctor and my breathe coach, wherein we designed a system for me, myself, that, there are pre panic attack episodes. I need to counter those pre panic episodes, need to understand what is causing those episodes, do quick breathe works so that I don't let my stress accumulate and that blow off during a big panic attack. I
Hmm.
am
Hmm.
tackling it right real time. So I started doing this for myself. Within 6 months, I realized I reduced my panic attacks from 100% to 5%.
Wow.
And I was off my medicines. Because I started talking about it a lot on the LinkedIn as well. People reached out to me who were facing something similar.
Hmm.
I kind of, replicated this for them and it worked. That
Hmm.
was my bingo that, oh, I need to, make this global. I want more people to know about this. So
Got.
that's when
Yeah.
we built an app and we launched Mind Genie.
That's awesome. And I just want to double click on the mechanism, right, of
Hmm.
predicting these panic attacks. So,
Hmm.
what
Hmm.
does it track, first of all? And you also mentioned about pre-panic attacks, during panic attacks, and having such a
Hmm.
low conversion to panic attacks, overall, right, after tracking these
Hmm.
symptoms. So, how does it exactly work? What does it track in our body?
It does a simple thing. It picks up your real time heart rate.
Mm-hmm.
It picks up your HRV, which is your heart rate variability, your sleep timings, and your oxygen saturation. Depending upon your HRV that you have had, it helps you understand how well you've recovered from your sleep. So that's one parameter. Second, how good your oxygen saturation has been during your sleep, how well you have had your deep sleep, and what was your breath rate during your sleep.
Hmm.
Depending upon these four parameters, MindGenie as an app decides that how your heart rate should be throughout your day. Let's say, for example, your HRV was very low. In that case, your heart rate will fluctuate very highly in the entire day because you've not recovered well during your sleep. So every time you're getting stressed or you're you're getting into a physical or a mental activity, your body needs a lot of oxygen to kind of tackle it
Hmm.
and calm itself down. So your heart rate will fluctuate more. So this is the hidden principle that we use to detect stress, anxiety, and panic moments, and we give you real time alerts using that. So that at that moment, you can tackle it by understanding two things. One, what is the real time event which is causing stress?
Mm-hmm.
And second, what is that one quick activity that I can do to reduce my stress at that moment itself, which is not a meditation. It's a quick breathe work, it's a quick stretching exercise, or let's say it's a quick affirmation, which is giving you a feel good. So
Hmm.
that's how the chances of you slipping into a mental health condition, which can be a chronic anxiety or a chronic panic attacks, reduces. The journey slows
Yeah.
down, and then slowly and steadily your body is building that habit of tackling it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
eventually you become more stronger, calmer, and happier.
So I think this
So
is not a one-off event, right? It's a building up of things which are happening in the past, and then you just ignore
yes,
it till the time it builds up. Now it's very
correct.
ironical that when people talk about stress, right, that the first thing which people say to them is don't stress. Or if someone is having panic attacks, the people say don't panic. It's not as easy,
Yes.
right? Because they are going through different context altogether. So if you want to like tell the people, the working professionals, that what are the actionable steps or how should they build their mindset in a way where such a thing does not happen? So what are the things which we should include in our daily life? Or what are the mistakes which you thought that happened to you during that point, right? Which basically deteriorated your health.
Make a quick note of sudden physical changes that you might feel. Now, it can be as simple as sweating,
Hmm.
then sudden cold or heat pangs that you might feel while working, sudden jerky movements on your hand while you're working on laptop. Sometimes during anxiety, you just frenetically start moving your hands. You don't realize.
Yeah.
You feel slight breathlessness. These are the small physical changes that you should note down whenever they are happening, and try to understand what happened during time, because it comes quickly. Manager has come and just told you that I need this work now in next 10 minutes. You will start shivering. You will start, something in your body will start jittering. That's the point wherein you note down that okay, there was a deadline to be given or to be taken care of, and I started jittering. So once you have noted down what is happening and why is it happening, you will see a pattern. So from the next time onwards, whenever a similar event is going to happen, just gear yourself before that event itself. Start doing quick breathe work, do a bit of walk, a bit of stretching exercise. That will help you. That will help you to be much more calmer and much more productive during that event.
So, just in a nutshell, I think that being conscious about your own body and not taking anything lightly and just seeing that what is different from the usual, which is happening because of a certain trigger point in your life. And how do you see technology paving a role in more such innovations in future for mental health or for something which is apart from normal corporate productivity, right? For health.
So I know of a lot of startups that are using these small biomarkers to actually predict, detect a lot of different things about health. Go on App Store, you
Hmm.
will find many apps which are doing this for small problems like migraine. I definitely see a time in future wherein there will be a real time alert about everything.
Yeah.
There will be an AI led feature or a bot which will tell you that, hey, based on your symptoms and biomarker, this might happen to you. So,
Wow.
just to give you an example, actually, there is a team which is currently, I think they've got the patent also. They are able to predict clear marker for a heart attack to be coming in. So, that's also happening. So, mental health or any other health, it's there, all there.
Got it. And Jessica, since you have been on both sides, right? You have worked in proper corporate as a working professional, and then now you are in entrepreneurship where you're managing your own team. So, how do you think that managers can foster a work culture that prioritizes mental health and without obviously compromising productivity.
The best thing that you can do is create a safe space wherein your employee can come back and tell you that I'm not feeling well or this is off with me. It's a job of the manager to get things done. And for that, the pushing of the limits and all of these things will come in. I mean, that's something which is given. But the only thing which can be done differently is the conversation. When the communication is a bit off and it's not very open, the pressure starts getting built up, and that's when you actually start getting stressed.
So communication is the key, right? Where it is
Hmm.
transparent from both the end, and then you're able to speak your heart out at least. And that brings us to the end of the episode, Jessica. So first of all, we are honored to host you, and thanks a lot for being here and sharing those thoughts. Thank you.
My pleasure.